I recently learned how to code in HTML, CSS, and VS Code with my sisters through SheCodes, and I wanted to share my final project and kind of have a video of my final product, knowing that my code is not going to be hosted online forever. And I wanted to share with you a few things that I learned. So the objective of the project was to put everything we learn into a final product. But my personal intent and my personal goal was not only to make this page pretty, but also creating something useful for my peers. So that was a different set challenges. The minimal requirements were that we did have to have an if code, but I actually wanted to create a more complicated algorithm that basically predicted the best running, hiking, or walking app for you, depending on your needs. So I'm going to basically go through the website and point out a few things that I learned through it and a few things that I integrated. So you have a pretty background of Crater Lake that I found online, just because it's one of my favorite outdoor places I've ever been to. Then you have a divider that makes the body more readable and more pleasing. So obviously, before I had that, depending on where the writing was or the paragraph was within the page, if it was in the clouds, you could really clearly, but then when it got to the mountains or the crater, it was harder to see. So that was one of like the applications of why that was cool. Then you also have the divider that has the gradient going through it. So if you see, it's actually lighter over here than it is over here. The heading again has another gradient going through it. The she runs is actually a little bit lighter text than typical. That's just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. Then you have italics over here. You have a line that divides the heading from the rest of the body, just to make it very clear that that's a title. You have really fun emojis all over the page, only because I like them, that they're colorful and they're kind of more fun to look at. And it just kind of summarizes the story in case you don't want to read it. So outdoors, project, a little girl with a laptop, best map for you and a detective. I don't know, that just kind of looked fun. And here I basically invite my peers to click on my quiz that I created if they want recommendations for the best running app or hiking app. As you can see, whenever I hover over it, the title changes to a pinkish color, and then you also have a little shadow to make it more aesthetically pleasing. And even the website prompts you that if you like to learn more of the apps I recommend you, to kind of scroll down below, and you can actually click into them, and you'll see that they'll populate into a different tab. I already have it pulled over here, but basically it populates all the running tabs so you can learn more. And again, part of the useful factor of this website. But I can actually walk you through my quiz, and then I'll actually walk you through the code later, in case you're interested and you want to learn more. So if you click into it, it asks you, do you prefer water or trail? If you know me, you know I love trail running, so I'll actually go ahead and say a trail. Would you like a personalized training plan? Not really. Would you like a coach? No, I'm good. So in this case, it recommends you all trails, best for off-road running and hiking. But let's say that I'm my sister and I prefer road running. If I like a personalized training plan, sure. Would you like a coach? Absolutely. So in this case, it tells you that you might enjoy Run Coach app for personalized training and affordable coaching. So if you do the code a couple more times, you'll actually see that it comes up with different solutions. And here you have all the apps that were in the study. But if you want to take a step further and know more about what I did, you can actually right-click in any open source page, which includes this, Instagrams, between others. So whenever we inspecting the page, we can go to the frame, we can actually look at the script. I primarily want to show you my algorithm. So we have a function quiz. You have prompts here. Do you prefer road or trail? Then you have the activities, lowercase. So that basically makes whatever your response is into all lowercase. This basically prevents the issue that if you for some reason decided to use caps and someone else did not decide to make caps, that it is all the same answer, and the code is able to work whether you use caps or you don't use caps in any part of your responses. So again, every single one of them, you'll see that changes it to lowercase and trimming. And then he actually goes to the nested code whether you like trail, whether you like a coach, whether you like a structure, and if anything else is false, he researches the next question. Obviously, this could be even more complicated if our purpose was truly to find the absolutely best fit. As you can see here, Strava says for online community tracking challenges and virtual runs. So you can make the quiz a little bit longer, even asking for those. So if you have that, then you immediately recommend that app. But again, this was more for a project. I still wanted to make it somewhat useful, and I'm happy to recommend, or if you're really curious to see which one would be your favorite app, but you would really like to see it through my app or through my website, then I'm happy to kind of code it even further and see that. Happy to kind of gather suggestions, and if you have another app that you'd like me to include in the study, I'm happy to do that. Again, I limited myself to apps that I have done in the past. I joined a series of running clubs, and I run pretty often, but I'm no professional runner, so I'm definitely could have been an app that I missed. But this is kind of the fun thing, and as a result, got my certificate, which I'm very excited about, and I'm really thankful to be learning. So if you're interested, I recommend SheCodes, and this is, I guess, my testimonial.